Hey guys, I'm Marc Sievers, and you're watching From My Kitchen to Yours. But I'm in my living room with a puppy and an iPad. What's going on? So today I thought it would be really fun to do a little Q&A. I get a lot of questions from readers and other fellow savvy home cooks that range from entertaining, style, cooking, ingredients. So I thought we'd do a little Q&A answer session to hopefully give you guys some inspiration at home. So I have my little puppy. She is going to be the CPO, Cute Puppy Officer, for the day. And I've got all my questions here. So let's see what they are. So here's a two-part question. The first question is, what is the best thing about being a vegetarian? So I've been a vegetarian for 9 years, and I would say the single best thing about becoming a vegetarian was it actually broadened my horizons when it came to trying different foods. I was kind of a picky eater growing up, but when I became a vegetarian, I really had to go out of my own comfort zone to try new flavors and textures and really cook with different ingredients than maybe what I was used to cooking with. So I would say that is probably the best part about being a vegetarian for me. And then the second part to that question is, what's the most challenging thing about being a vegetarian? That's easy. It's actually going out to restaurants and wanting to order the soup that's on the menu, because I love soup, but typically they're made with chicken broth or beef broth, and there have been a number of times that I have very explicitly asked the waiter, are you sure it's vegetarian? Are you sure it's vegetarian? And they go, oh yes, no meat. And then I'm halfway through and then they come and they tell me, oh, it had chicken broth. And, okay, well, it's not gonna be a very fun night later. So the next question is, what did you think you were going to be when you grew up? Well, that's kind of an interesting question, because growing up, I idolized my Nan. She was kind of the matriarch of our family, and I just worshipped the ground that she walked on, and I just wanted to be her. I didn't know what that meant, but she was powerful, and she was fabulous in the kitchen, and she just made everybody who walked through her door feel so special and loved. So I just wanted to be her. And fast forward 33-ish years later, I think I am kind of following her footsteps. My door is always open. I love having people over. I love to cook and entertain. And I think there's a part of her that lives with me every day, which I love. No. There have been many times that 5 pounds of chocolate will go down the sink, or something's burnt, or I've added too much lemon, or the list can go on and on. It is what it is. When I'm thinking of a recipe and I'm trying to really hone in on a particular flavor or texture, I have what I want in my head, and sometimes it takes 3 tries to get it right. Sometimes it takes 10. I've been working on a recipe for my Paris-inspired strawberry country cake. That took me almost 3 weeks because I wanted the texture. Oh, the puppy wants to get up. I wanted the texture of the cake to be a little bit dense, and I wanted the fruit to be perfect. And I think I've gained probably 5 pounds just from that one recipe testing, but it's worth it. What's blender? Blender?
Blunder, like mess.
I don't think I understand the question. My biggest kitchen mistake? Oh. So my biggest kitchen mistake actually wasn't caused by me. It was caused by my mother-in-law. And it was a couple years ago. It was Thanksgiving, and she wanted to make a pumpkin pie, and I graciously opened my kitchen to her, and she knocked the toggle switch of the mixer from low to high speed with pumpkin puree and cream in the bowl, and it literally went everywhere. Ceiling, wall, on us, and all I did was just stand there and just start uncontrollably laughing because what are you gonna do? It was really funny, but it was a mess. Yes. Oh. I do let people cook for me. It's kind of funny because Ryan cooks for me all the time. He is a master of pastas. That's how he wooed me when we were first dating. He would make me all of these extremely rich and decadent pastas with heavy cream and beautiful cheeses, and by mid-dinner my stomach was like, but he cooks amazing food for me. And when we have dinner parties, sometimes he likes to take control, and then I just drink champagne, so it kind of works out. Writer's block actually is something that I get a lot of. I think it's because to write, you have to sit down and focus, and if I am not in that mood to write, then typically what comes out of my head and onto the screen isn't that good. So I completely change it up. I will have a glass of wine, I'll go outside, go for a walk in the lake, but it's really, if the writing isn't coming naturally, then close it up and move on to something different. And then usually come back to it after I've had some time to gather my own thoughts and organize them in my head, because there's a lot going on up there. I would be, if I was any kitchen utensil, what would I be? I would be a giant balloon whisk. I don't know why, I just think they're fabulous, and the bigger they are, the better. If you are hosting a party and your guests have arrived and the food is not ready, dazzle them with more booze and fun music. And nobody will ever know. And don't act like the kitchen doesn't exist. People are not expecting you to never go into the kitchen once they arrive. It is a dinner party, and food comes out of the kitchen prepared by you. So make it fun, invite them in, ask them for help. Guests love to feel involved and get involved. Don't make a big deal out of it. It's just a few extra minutes is not going to hurt anyone. My favorite pick-up food is French fries. I can eat French fries all day, every day, for the rest of my life, never get sick. I was just actually recently in Paris, and there was a pizza with French fries on it, which was fabulous. And I found it really funny though, because in the United States, in Chicago, I order French fries on my pizza all the time, and everyone kind of looks at me strange. But now I have more validation that it is fabulous because it was offered in Paris, who is not known for their pizza, but had French fries on it. Delicious. And I also sometimes try to have restaurants make nachos, and instead of using chips, use French fries. Again, they think I'm crazy, but it's so good. Oh my God. The biggest challenge I've had this past year has actually been my back. I recently had back surgery to fix some herniated discs, and it prevented me from standing in the kitchen for more than 30 or 40 minutes at a time. So I am really looking forward to getting back in the kitchen now that I'm healed, and I'm fixed. I can do back bends in the kitchen while I'm waiting for the cake to rise. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed our little Q&A session today. I had fun answering all of your questions. If you have more questions about food, entertaining, and styling, please leave them in the comments below. And I'll make another video because this was fun. So thanks again for your time and happy cooking. Bye.